Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, David Lee. And welcome to the big show. Now, I know I wasn't 100% clear that I was going to do this show today, Fridays, like I normally do, but I decided to come on and surprise everybody anyway. I know this is later than the normal start time, and I wasn't even sure if anyone's around today, but I figure at least stick to the schedule and come on. Better late than never. So here I am right now for the Dave Knows Wrestling Podcast. Let's see who turns out right now. I know it's a big holiday. Hey, Warhawk Rambo. Hey, dude. All right, we got somebody in the mix. At least somebody's here. All right. So, hey, Amy. What is up? You calling me boo? Or are you saying boo like hearing me? Because either way is acceptable. Terrell Davis. Hey. Kane Yo-Yo. What is up? And Wrestling Yoda. Love that name. Hey everyone in the official AC. Yeah, alright, so I wasn't sure if anyone was going to show up, but it seems like right off the bat, thumbs up, you guys are great. You come on during Frosty Returns, how dare you. Oh, they're playing Frosty already? No kidding. Okay, what's good, Dave? What is good, Anthony? Alright, Bautista is coming back. Yeah, that's something on the topic agenda for today. Ryan, hey, I'm a big fan of you, Ryan Pryor. Glad you are here. So, I wasn't going to come on today originally, but I had to come into the studio to get some work done anyhow. So, there he is. Beef Basted, the only one who has the scoop is in the building. I don't know what you mean by that, Chuck. What up, Dave? Saw you on Wrestling with Regret. Awesome, Warren. Yeah, it was great being on Wrestling with Regret. It was a lot of fun, and I was really glad to get a, big channel like Brian Zane's channel. It was a huge honor to be on that show. So I'm glad that you checked it out, and I'm glad that you came over here. What? Save Frosty for December. That's what I'm saying. It was Hamilton, yeah, Dave. First time on the live chat. Well, I'm glad. And see, that's the other thing. By being here on a later time period, maybe more people can come in who can't normally come in for the live stream. So I figured it was good to try something else. Yeah, Dave, first time on the live chat. All right, good. That's how I found you. Awesome. And I cannot thank you for coming, and I cannot thank Brian Zane enough. It was great being there, and thank you so much. He's done so much great work for putting me, giving me a chance and putting me out there. So that was great. Very glad that you enjoyed it. Yes, second stream. Andrew Sullivan, what is up? Oh wow, major fan of Dave Bautista. How was your Thanksgiving? Good. I can't eat as much as I used to. I've noticed it's strange. He's behind you. Okay. There's no one behind you, Chuck. Finn has been all over the overstuff. Oh, okay. All right. So we got a lot. So you guys like these topics already? I see. That we're going to talk about. Yay! Got a shout out. Of course, Ryan. You man. Can WWE bring back the Bullet Club back with AJ and Finn Club? I would like it. Zack Ryder deserved better. Oh yes, he did. Absolutely, he did. Do you like water? I don't know if I like it so much. It is. I require it, and it's one of the safer things to drink because I got to worry about sugar and intake and all the other intake and all that stuff that you have to worry about. So at least I feel this is the best thing to drink. Dave, you are the best insider YouTube right now next to Brian Zane and What Culture. Well, thank you so much because those are some big quality names. So I'm really glad to be among them as well. Thank you so much. If you could. I've been watching myself, Chuck, alright? Bautista. I've been watching myself, alright? I am hungry now, though. John Cena, but you can't see him. Ah, that makes sense. Dude, are you gonna get hit with us? They tried. Oh, maybe. Open the door and I realized I just met John Cena. 13 on Smart, what is up, man? So the thumbnail for the stream and immediately thought this was the mixtape dropping. I came on just because, Fridays normally come on, but I came on later. I wasn't going to come into the studio today, but I have some work to do. So, I'm finishing up the Monday Night Raw, which is going to be on Monday. It's going to appear on Monday. And also another video, different kind of video, another podcast, but a taped one, where interesting subject matter just it's going to take a long time because those videos are really long, so they take a lot longer to deal with. But technical stuff you guys probably don't care about. But yeah, so I had some stuff to do, and now I got some time to kill, so I figured, why not come on? I normally do the live streams on Friday, so why not at least get a little bit here? Why are New York hot dogs the worst? What? They are not! Chicago hot dogs, now that's just weird. the poppy seeds and the pickle on it. That's not right. Do you like the RKO? Yes, I do. After WrestleMania 30, this deserves better after seeing what they want. Make this your pizza night. Oh, maybe. The problem is I'm craving so many things right now that I want to eat that I don't know where to go with it. Because I want like a lot of different stuff right now. R-Truth is underrated. Yeah, R-Truth is really good, and I definitely think he doesn't get enough credit, and he doesn't have a lot of time left, or at least logically he wouldn't seem at his age. Oh, and that reminds me of another topic we definitely want to discuss that I didn't put in the subject matter, but we definitely need to talk about it. Like crowd-wise, it always confused me. Define and knowing, Arthur. I mean, I'm aware of what it is. I definitely don't have as much knowledge on it as I do with wrestling. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not aware that it exists, because I definitely do. Also, for Finn Balor, why fans? Why? Yeah, Chicago. What? No. Look, all the weird talk. Look, I just cannot get behind. Like, if the hot dog's really good, you don't need to put on all those things, okay? You should always stream at this time. I got home at 5 o'clock. Since I'm in high school now and I can't eat. Well, I appreciate that, wrong critic. And normally I do the live stream right at the end because at the end of when the studio's closing. So that's when I've been doing it. There's nothing between that time and later on, but I'll see what I can do. Up, down, gaming vlogger, hi. Hey, what is up, gaming vlogger? Yeah, you do want to. Yeah. You know, it's only been one day, and I've eaten like several turkey meals, and I still like it, and I still want it, but it's just I need something else, because I'm a big steak kind of guy. So without some sort of cow meat, I feel like I need that. I can't go too many meals without it, and I have. And I wasn't like this last year at all. It's just really strange, because I never get sick of Thanksgiving stuff. I can keep eating it all year round. Yes, I do think Heath Slater is very underrated. Yeah, and Carl Anderson absolutely too. I really don't like what they're doing with the Good Brothers, making them like funny and all that. I wish they were better represented, and I understand that they don't know what to do with them. They never did. You know, Luke Gallows, they never knew how to take care of him, and he's not necessarily the greatest wrestler of all time, but he has a place, and they're not really putting them where they need to be. Jericho and Kenny match of the year instantly. There's a good possibility. Finn Balor does not suck. Then what's your basis for that, man? The guy can chain like there's no tomorrow. He's really quick and athletic, you know, and the crowd loves him. Sworn. Actually, I'd like to see Balor versus Reigns. Yeah. When is Bautista coming back? We don't know that he is, but there are rumors. Do you have a celebration for Ted? You know, people have been asking me about that. Brian on Monday Night Wrong has been saying we should throw some sort of party, some sort of event. You know, tell the truth, I haven't thought about it. And, you know, I want everything. Oh, and thank you for all the thumbs up, guys. Thank you. I want it to happen for sure. And I just don't know the pace, and it's so unprecedented to me, so I don't know what I haven't thought about it. But hey, you got ideas, leave them in the comments. Let me know. Cheese, bacon, and raw onions, and I'm happy. Those are good. Yeah, you know, I mean, there are some topics on a hot dog that I'm totally okay with, like chili and cheese once in a while. But I do like straight up hot dogs with just mustard from time to time. And if you want to criticize like the New York red onions, I got no problem with that, because I don't like that red onion sauce either. I know that's a New York thing, but it's not my deal. I live in Oregon, and we spinach on a hot dog. No kidding. And we have vegan hot. That's not a hot dog. What's your opinion on Velveteen Dream? Oh, Velvet, do you ever think he can be a top guy in WWE? Here's the thing. Historically, they probably will not treat him the way they probably should. So, I mean, it's nice to think so, but it just, you know, he's got one of those gimmicks that's not a main event guy. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Man Bear Pig. What's up? So, historically, there's no precedent to suggest that WWE will treat him like a main event guy, because there's certain characters that WWE couldn't figure out. Like, if WWE got Dalton Castle tomorrow, Dalton Castle could be over like there's no tomorrow, but they wouldn't necessarily know what to do with him. Same thing with Gold does. They might push him a little bit, but they probably will flub him because they don't understand it. At least that's the way it is with him around. Let's go to Hot Girl. Very tempting. Very tempting. But his match with Aleister Black was really, really good. You know, Tommy End, and it was a really good match. Really, really good. Balor, Bullet Club versus Shift. Yeah, I know. That's so super obvious. That's a big hype match. Versus Hardy. Okay, well, I should have read the rest of the sentence. All right, well, that's going to be hard to come by. Jericho versus Omega happens the day after my birthday. Well, almost happy birthday present then. Or a belated birthday present for you. Finn Balor equals better than Roman Reigns. I think we should all agree to that. You just got here, Train. What up, Train? Oh, it's 2 a.m. in the UK. No kidding. Well, I'm glad you're coming on so late. I was going to say during your holiday weekend, and I realized in the UK it's just a weekend. Prince Devitt or Finn Balor character-wise? It's a good question. Because my initial reaction is Finn Balor, because I like the pomp and circumstance they've given him, but now that I really think about it, Prince Devitt was more of a individual. You know, I think, because in a lot of ways I think Finn Balor, and I guess I'm going to have to move forward because I'm having a hard time keeping up. I just finished 3 plates of food and I could go and get them. Oh, I know you can't, Chuck. Me and you can polish off food like there's no tomorrow. Dave, are you going to say my name? 13 Smart? I'm sorry, did I not say it? What up, 13 Smart? And finally, what do you think of War Games Golf Club? It wasn't a real War Games. That's what I think. It was fine for what it is, but still, I wanted a real War Games. Finn Balor equals better than War Games. Okay, so, yeah, I guess we're going to talk about the Finn Balor thing. Okay, so Vince McMahon, allegedly the word has come out that Vince McMahon has said Finn Balor is boring and bland, and he doesn't like him as a top guy. And so that's why Finn Balor is not getting pushed. And the rumor was that Finn Balor was going to go against Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble in the main event for the title, not the Royal Rumble main event, but for the title. And he said the same thing about Cesaro. Yeah, I know. I don't agree with that at all. I agree. I don't feel that either one of those guys are boring. I'm a big Cesaro's fan, as I've made very clear time and time again. But that's allegedly what Vince McMahon has said. Now, my problem with this is severalfold. Number one, it's been said very commonly that you take a guy, you squash him, you don't book him to get over, you squash him by cane, you do things that will not get him over, and then when he doesn't get over, you said, see? He didn't get over. I was right all along. And that is Vince McMahon mentality. That's totally how Vince thinks. You set somebody up for failure, and when they fail, you pat yourself on the back by saying you were right. But you don't realize the hand you have to play in it. And I think that's the downside, because you're hoping that they get over despite those odds. Just like when you see Roman Reigns getting booed, you hope he gets over despite those odds. So that's problematic, number one. And other people have said that. The second thing that I think is a major problem for him is I think he's suffering from Rob Van Dam syndrome. And I know Rob Van Dam was hugely over, but they took away a lot of Rob Van Dam's motivation, a lot of his voice, a lot of his character, his personality. Rob Van Dam in ECW, he was more than just a couple of catchphrases and a couple of, high spots. He was a character. He was that guy. He was cocky. He was cool. He was a lot of different things. And I understand the drug thing they couldn't really do with Rob Van Dam. They couldn't perpetuate that the way they did in ECW. I understand that. But Finn Balor doesn't have that problem, and it's the same thing. Now they're trying to boil Finn Balor down to just the cool gimmick with the face. Because then that's the other thing. If you want to say he was just over because of his entrance, well, he doesn't do the demon all the time now, and he does it very rarely, and he gets over without it. So what's people's justification for that? If that's all there is to it, if he's just an entrance. He's clearly more than that. And he's clearly more than just the Bullet Club, because he's over without having to be the leader of the club. So there's a lot of things when it comes to Finn Balor, and I say he has proven to be over despite the things that people thought he was limited toward. Just like when a lot of people in the WWE thought Daniel Bryan was just over because of the yes chant. And fine, the yes chant's still being utilized, but people love Daniel Bryan without that, I think. And Finn Balor is proving because he does it without the makeup and he does it without the Bullet Club. So that's what I say. RVD is a true ECW superstar. Absolutely he is. And one that WWE didn't know how to do well with. Despite the fact that he got over without them really facilitating and helping him getting over. They still managed to facilitate it, and they still didn't treat him right. They still didn't do everything that he should have done. What happened to the Balor Club hype? I know, man. It seemed like they were going to, do their makeshift Bullet Club, and they wound up not even doing it. I don't care about Robin. The fact that he thinks Balor is boring, but continues pushing boring. Like Corbin. Yeah, that's a good point. How can he push Baron Corbin, who is, as far as I'm concerned, very boring when Finn Balor isn't. I think Finn Balor's fast, he's athletic. Yeah, I understand he's on the smaller side, and Vince hates that. I don't mind it, but Vince seems to hate, smaller guys. And I know a lot of guys, people feel that way too. But still, I think Finn might come into the same problem where he just rubs Vince the wrong way, and they're going to boil him down to just some cool graphics and spots, and just leave him there and just put him in that way. In my opinion, RVD was the best wrestler in the Alliance. Well, I'm not counting Kurt Angle as being in there, but yeah, I hear you. I'm just glad Sister Abigail isn't happening. Yeah, I don't want Bray to be Sister Abigail. Definitely glad that didn't happen. It goes to show you Vinnie Mac likes big sweaty men. Yes, he does. It is. Bray was getting sick, and was probably a sign for Vince not to do that character. As Vince, if Vince McMahon could take signs, as he is not the kind to just see signs. If that was Triple H booking, then Balor would eventually be in the main event of WrestleMania. See, here's the other thing. I know Triple H has a tendency to protect his NXT guys, but he didn't really do that for Survivor Series. Kind of squashed a lot of them. Didn't get a lot there. So everyone says, yeah, Triple H, big defender of NXT guys. Triple H, true to form, just kind of seemed to go for par with the course, which is not helping to put people over. I think the idea of a heel to Vince nowadays is boring. I mean, KO, but he's in a cool heel territory, so that kind of fails at this point. Yeah, but he's not being as cool with begging for his job by Daniel Bryan. That definitely didn't come off across as cool. I was kind of mad that happened. Bray Wyatt is a former WWE champion and current WWE jobber. Tommy lost to Jordan. I legit forgot that he was WWE champ. Now he's irrelevant as Britney Spears. I hear you, Man Bear Pig. My only thing is he kind of had to lose so he could beat up Jason Jordan to take Jason Jordan out, and Jason Jordan also had to win in order to have a credible reason why he should be on Survivor Series team. If he lost that match, he kind of doesn't have a leg to stand on, no pun intended, for being on the team, because he couldn't even beat Bray Wyatt. But yeah, it wasn't good for Bray Wyatt, I agree, and they failed on him. But yes, I don't know why. Terrell, Ruthless Aggression, Triple H or Triple H or Super Cena. Super Cena, I'll take all day over Triple H. Bray deserves a lot better. Absolutely he does. I mean, my thing is, Cena, you can say what you want about him, but Cena is not technically as big in control backstage as Triple H is. So, if Cena's getting pushed down everyone's throat, he has less influence on that as a reason than Triple H does. Triple H has, being son-in-law, has a little more pull. So you can definitely blame Triple H a little more than I think you can blame Cena. Okay. First black champ should be Big E. Interesting. No one else. Interesting. It's not bad. And not counting The Rock, I assume, Chuck. Dave, do you think it's okay for big guys to move past just being power? Oh, yeah. See, that's one thing I like about Kevin Owens is, I know he's not super gigantic, he's no Braun Strowman, but, Kevin Owens is a big guy, but yet he doesn't wrestle like a big guy. He does some he does some innovative moves, especially in Ring of Honor, and also on the microphone. He's not always, sometimes he is and sometimes he isn't, but he's not always that big scary guy. Sometimes he's the smarmy, smart mouth kind of guy, and that's not usually reserved for big dudes. So I think I think it's great when a big guy isn't just being labeled as a big guy. I don't like it though when a big guy is being like goofy and silly, like when the Big Show has gone through his Shokishi phase. I think that's dumb. I don't like that. But yeah, if they could be something other than just a big powerhouse, yeah, absolutely. I think that's great. I just forgot Dolph Ziggler was a World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah, a lot of people do. WWE has as well, because he would be a Grand Slam champion if that belt counts. What was New Jack, a wrestler or hardcore? He was an ECW wrestler and a very nice guy. I have met him, as some of you may know. Or Patrick Clark, Pentagon Jr. in WWE? Question mark? Maybe. The Rock is okay. Owens has a partial High Flying Style from, oh yeah, time to time. Oh yeah. And he used to be able to do a 450. I wonder if he still could. But yeah, that's the thing. You know, I know he was a different size back then when he was doing the 450, but still. But that's what kind of thing I'm talking about. Yeah, so I think Kevin Owens is a great example of that. Ray could have been just lost by DQ against Jordan and injured that way. That's not a bad point. That's a very good out there, Man Bear Pig. Thoughts on Kelly. Kelly. You know, I kind of hope they come back, especially with the rumor saying that they're going to do a female Royal Rumble. Why not have some surprise entrances? Now, I don't know if Kelly and Michelle McCool will get the crowd to pop like a real surprise Royal Rumble entrant, because I don't know if the women's division is old enough to have those kind of big pops. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Alundra Blaze or Lita showed, or Trish Stratus were surprise entrances, yeah, I think the crowd would pop. But I'm not sure if Kelly and Michelle McCool are on that level. But yeah, I think if they do go, especially with the Rumble, they should have some throwbacks, and especially with Kelly and Michelle McCool still definitely being in fighting shape. When he got under his knees and begged for his job, that was classic heel. Yeah. No, I hear you, but my issue with it is that Kevin Owens, it's a lack of consistency, because he never seemed like he cared about being on SmackDown. And, you know, that YouTube clip, I don't think they showed it on TV, but it was a YouTube clip where him and Sami Zayn were talking to Stephanie about possibly going to Raw. So where was that? Yeah, Trish and Lita, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they could be big, but... And there's the possibility of some other maybe TNA stars making debuts. Like, if they brought Awesome Kong back, I don't think Awesome Kong is coming back, but if they brought back like Awesome Kong, that might get a reaction, or ODB might get a reaction, or even, I don't know, even Lacey Von Erich maybe could get a reaction. Nakamura and Styles versus Joe and Balor. Wow. That's an interesting pairing. I wanted to... Awesome Kong versus Asuka. Yeah, and I love Awesome Kong. I think she's really good. I have to go, Dave. Well, nice for stopping by. It was nice seeing you. Nice seeing you too, Kane Yo-Yo. Have a nice day. Chicago talk all the way. Maybe I'll have to reconsider Chicago Dog. I think Kevin thought he might be gone from WWE, period, but you're probably right, Dave. Love the show, by the way. I love your show. Thank you for liking the show. The CD Projekt, thank you very much. And thank you for all thumbs up. Man, you guys are on fire today. I love it. Velvet Sky would get a good reaction. Yeah, see, Velvet Sky I was thinking too. That's not bad. That's definitely not bad. Right on WWE 18. Oh, man, they can't take him away from Okada. 1 minus Ike. Who's Ike? 1 minus... Who disliked? What'd I say? I want to marry Asuka and have 56 children with that girl. I don't know if the time frame will work out, man. Tamina should win SmackDown Women's Championship. At this point, yes. What do you think about Hideo Kojima 205 Live? Well, it was nice knowing you, buddy. Welcome to the hole that no one digs themselves out of. I understand he's so injury prone that what are they gonna do? Risk him on the main roster? I get it, but 205 Live, they keep trying. I just wish they would put it out of its misery. I really do. It's a done deal. Either totally revamp it where it's a watchable show, or just get rid of it. I'm going to go now, but thanks for answering my questions. I hope I didn't miss any. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for being here. And thank you for the thumbs up, everyone. The Wrestling Yoda. Was I the only one that seemed to notice how much Raw commentators mentioned John Cena's name during a Balor-Joe match? Perhaps Cena and Joe match at Royal Rumble? Not bad. That's I didn't notice that, but hey, I think that could be a possibility. Although, I kind of would like to see them both in the Royal Rumble. I think John Cena being in the Rumble himself doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen often enough. Who should be the next King of the Ring winner? Well, they need to have one first. If I had to book one right this second, it probably would be Finn Balor. Dave, you should, or am I the same answer, Cesaro? Dave, you should do most underrated draft for a vid idea. I have done a most underrated video before. Someone asked me that when I first started this channel, and it's one of my earlier videos. But yes, I totally have done one already, so you're in luck, Jake. I like 205 since Enzo popped up. But the problem is the way they manage it is so bad. With the reason why Neville left and other people and Austin Aries and people complain, it's structured so poorly that, I mean, WWE should probably change the pay structure. People should probably be salaried instead of like independent contractors. Because if you're denied royalties if you were cut from the program. If you're on the pre-show, you get paid less. And that's not fair to these guys. You know, they're working just as hard. They're there, traveling just as much, working just as hard as everybody else. But because you push them to the pre-show, they're going to get paid less than if they were just on the card. If their match gets them cut entirely, they can't get residuals. And, you know, what's that about? They go through their emotions, they go through work, and they travel out away from their families just to find out at the last minute, hey, you're not going to get paid for it. Hey, you're not getting royalty checks off of this. You know, that's messed up. Why do they do that to people? And so the 205 structure, people are upset, and understandably. Now, some younger up-and-coming people don't mind it because at least it's a foot in the door. But because when you're in 205 Live, you can't branch out. You're not seeing any of these guys in the Cruiserweight division going for the IC strap or, you know, going to other matches. And if they were, totally different scenario. Then at least you have that hope for the future. But right now, it seems to be a dead end, and one that they're not doing anything about. So fix this problem, or just abort it. That's the way I say it. That's the way I see it. Now Roman's going to win a second time. Yeah, unfortunately. It seems that way, yeah. You have the wrestling... Have you seen the wrestling episode of The Simpsons? Of course I have. I used a clip of it in an episode of Monday Night Raw. Of course I have. That's true. A few times. Okay, so let's talk about the... so we talked about Finn Balor. Let's talk about the... thank you for the thumbs up. You never told us your top 10 favorite wrestlers. I have a video there, World Critic. That's out there. Top 10. It's on there. Trust me. I've done that video. And I did that for you, buddy. Man, Bear Pig, what are your thoughts on Roman Reigns winning the IC belt? Oh, I think it's deplorable. It's like they, you know, just when you were... I understand they needed to take it off of the Miz because he's taking time off, but... And they really, really want to make Roman look strong, but... And this time around, it seems like he's going to defend the belt like a John Cena Open Challenge, instead of doing what he did with the U.S. belt where he never defended it. So, fine. But this, he shouldn't have taken it into Mania. This belt, Miz did go into overtime, working hard to remind people why this is a good belt. I'm hoping Roman doesn't ruin it, even though I think he already has, just by holding it, just by breathing it. But that's my thoughts. I do agree taking it off of the DVD was so wrong. Yeah. I understand that, but it's not, like, the pay structure is so messed up. That's not how people should, that is not fair. They worked hard, they should be paid for it. You know, whether you like the match or not, they should be paid for their job and be entitled to all the kind of things they should get as a result. It's not, you know, they didn't choose to be in 205 Live. You put them there because you want to help. You want Austin Aries and Neville to help beef up the division. Well, as a punishment for not doing things, once again, for, you know, not going over, you know, not getting over despite the thing. Well, because you sent them in, and they might have brought some, and they did bring some more relevance to it. I think Austin Aries and Neville did help make 205 Live and the Cruiserweight division a little more noteworthy, but still. But because they haven't made it the huge money draw you want it to be, you're going to penalize them, even though they're still physically wrestling, they're still traveling. It ain't right to put the weight of the world on their shoulders and then punish them for it. You know, it's your fault that you're booking this incorrectly, so you can't penalize them for it. Should Alicia Fox just leave WWE? I wouldn't mind it. She's been botching pay-per-view pin after pay-per-view pin. I mean, what is up with that girl? Here's a horrifying thought. Roman Reigns versus Lesnar is similar. Yeah, I kind of think that's what they want. I don't think they should, but I do think they should. I think that's what they're doing. Do you like birch beer? No. I'd rather have root beer. I know they're very similar, but I've had the birch beer I've had has been more bitter and less sweet. Like the U.S. title, Roman Reigns is taking the IC title as a demotion. Oh, sadly, I hear what you're saying. WWE has never been able to do well with the Cruiserweight Light Heavyweight Wrestling division. Yep, that's true. They still keep trying because WCW, Ring of Honor, and New Japan, Impact. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. It's a catch-22 because they don't understand why other people can do it well and they can't. But at the same time, they don't understand how to book anything that's not what they typically understand. If it's not a big guy or some guy with a lot of mic skills, they don't know what to do with him. And sometimes they don't even know what to do with him, even when those cases are true. But, you know, they know what to do with a John Cena. They know what to do with a Hulk Hogan. But you give them somebody that's extremely over, like Rob Van Dam or Finn Balor, who doesn't fit their prototypical mold, and they don't know how to push him. And I don't understand how hard it is for them to understand that. I said this time and time again. Customer, when it comes to wrestling, the customer is always right. Give the people what they want, and they will give you money for it. And that doesn't mean, I had this comment, I've seen this comment before, so let me clarify that statement. But it's not just, that doesn't mean baby faces win all the time. No, because if we don't want baby faces win, we want to see the villain win once in a while. But guys like Kevin Owens are over, and we do want to see him get a good guy, vanquish him and vindicate him once in a while. We understand as fans that we want bad guys, heels have the belts, and then lose it. We get this process. We're not that dumb. We give us a little more credit. We are smarter than that. We understand the way the process works, and we want to see that happen. So I say, when you got a guy like Kevin Owens or Bray Wyatt, who do fans want to see win? Fine. And then also give us the good guys to vanquish the villains. Make that happen. We get it, and we want to see it happen. So if so many people are, what's more likely? Vince McMahon is the only one, and I understand he built this empire, but what's more likely? Vince McMahon and Triple H or Stephanie or whatever, like 3 people are right, and everybody else who is paying their hard-earned money for their product is wrong, or maybe all of us are right, and maybe you 3 are wrong. Maybe CM Punk is good, and you needed to treat him better, and maybe they're wrong. Another yes movement, please. I don't know if Aries would have made it off of 205 Live, but how did that? See, that's the thing. Neville I could have seen as an IC champ. I seriously could have. Oh, and I think Finn would win the IC title. Yeah, that's another one. I think Finn with the IC belt would have been very good too. Miz retaking, say, at the Rumble and Finn underdog in Mania. Yeah, I thought that would have been great. I think Finn Balor is custom made for that belt. I think he's the kind of wrestler that the Intercontinental Division was just made for, and I thought he would have done great with it. Absolutely. But if gotta catch up, CM Punk joins the Bullet Club WWE. I don't think so, because New Japan still doesn't have as much ease of accessibility for people, and they're not in direct competition. From a quality wise, yeah, but I don't know if money wise they would be. Or went out of business in his own mind. WCW. Miz should have a proper push with a major title. Yeah, I think he's kind of earned it. They tested out the wars, he failed, but you know what? And rumor has it, I heard that Triple H feels the same way, that he thinks that Miz is ready for another run at the top, which I could understand. However, this movie is kind of stifling his momentum, as was the loss to Corbin. They should have a guys, Punk is never coming back, deal with it. I feel you, but as the old adage goes, never say never. And wrestling has proven that time and time again. I'll get wrestling NWA mixed up with the rapper NWA. The rap group, yeah. Okay, I'm out like turkey you passed earlier. Out like the turkey you passed earlier today. Talk to you. See ya, Chuck. Okay, but speaking of comebacks, Mr. Burger was going to win. Yes, I do. Poker War Games on Survivor Series next year. I would like War Games to be in Survivor Series next year. I don't think they will, because as the saying goes, Daniel Brunner, hey, what's going on? As the saying goes, the reason why WWF allegedly has not done War Games, despite the fact that Triple H has won, is because 2 rings, that takes up extra floor space. And those floor tickets sell for a lot. And despite I'm saying you make a lot of money, what's your thing, is like those floor tickets make up a lot. Now, I have no idea how much it costs, but if you think about the square footage of seats you're losing on it, that's why WWE has not pulled the trigger for a major WWE event. And Triple H was just lucky he got War Games off as a possibility because it's NXT, and that's more of his pet project. So that's allegedly the reason why. WCW going out of business was a mistake and shouldn't have happened. Yeah, they made a lot of mistakes towards the end. And as much as we want to blame Vince for buying WCW, and yeah, he didn't do right when he had it, and it was a cooler option than the alternative, it just sitting in a warehouse somewhere. But they did a lot of things to put themselves out of business. They overtrusted Vince Russo. I don't know what they were thinking, and I get it in retrospect that how were they going to know, but yeah, I think how could you not know? It was, but that's what I'm talking about. All the bad things that were happening towards the end of WCW that led to them getting to that point. Not the very end. I'm talking about how they got to that end, you know, way beforehand. That was their bad. going out of business made Vince invincible in his own mind. Yeah, but I kind of think Vince always thought he was invincible in his own mind. All right, so let's talking about comebacks. Let's talk about the other topic in here. Let's talk about Dave Bautista. Talking about coming back. Bautista said that he would want to come back, but he wants to make a full-time run. He doesn't want to be a part-timer. He doesn't want to be like John Cena or Brock Lesnar. If he comes back, he says he wants a good solid run, and he wants one to be with Triple H. And he's in his late 40s. He's getting up there in years, you know, so that's kind of surprising. But he still seems to be in great shape. But what are your thoughts? Do you want to see Bautista come back? Are you ready for more Bautista? Only if they keep Bautista versus Lesnar. That's a match I think could be quality. WCW could have saved had the right person bought it. Yeah, like a Mark Cuban. He should come back as a heel. His 2010 heel work was amazing. Yeah, okay. All right. What else, everybody? Batista will get Finn over. Oh, Batista versus the Animal versus the Demon. Interesting. Batista versus Reigns would have been great. Okay, you want to see Batista versus Reigns? They have a lot of similarities. I can see that. Yeah, give me my spotlight. Please no. Let him be a surprise entrant, but I can't sit through that again. Okay, see, I feel you. Yeah, I don't want him in a title run. I definitely don't want him anywhere near the title. Although, I will say, if Brock has the title, I think Brock versus Batista is in a high-profile match we definitely need to see. Man Bear Pig, the feud was great. Unfortunately, you're right. We wanted that would be best on the main roster. Batista should go to SmackDown where him versus AJ. That's an interesting combo. I gotta admit, I didn't think of that. I was never a big Batista fan, but bravo for him for wanting to be a full-timer. Yeah, I gotta admit, that's very commendable too, is the fact that despite his age, he says, nah, I'm gonna come over and be, you know, full-timer. I don't want a part-timer. So that is very, very commendable. Yes, more Dave Bautista. And here's the thing about Batista is I'm suddenly wondering if I spelled his name right in the title of this, but here's the other thing about Batista is he's always been a say it like it is kind of guy, which I always appreciated about him. Like when they gave him interviews, he doesn't pull a lot of punches. He'll just tell you who he likes, who he doesn't, what's right, what's wrong, what his thoughts are. He doesn't really mess around like that. So I always thought I view him as more trustworthy. I believe him a little bit more when he says something. So I always thought that was cool. How about Lars Sullivan versus Batista? Man, that's gonna take a serious time machine. Batista walks out after WrestleMania victorious. Boom, Lars comes out. Batista and Braun. Okay, there you go. That's something obvious I should have seen coming. Batista and Braun is a good one. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a real good one. I can't imagine already. 50-50 booking, trading wins, Balor unleashes the demon and wins the feud. Not interested. I'm not as much of a Balor fan, but he deserves better. Wow, man, Bear Big. Concisely said and very well thought out though. Could bring Brock to a great match. Well, he did. That is true. AJ did bring Brock to a great match. Batista is one of the best powerhouses in wrestling history. How do you mean that? It's an interesting thought. But I need a little more, by best, clarify a little more, Caleb. I want to know a little bit more about what you mean, because there's a lot of gray area in that statement, and I definitely want to explore more. Dude is a beast physically. He could go 30 more years. Besides, the matches is the problem. Okay. Yes, the Animal versus the Monster. Yeah, that's my favorite right now. That's my front runner for a match I want to see. I remember a friend's theory that I got to get opinions on. Undertaker is going to be used to try and get Reigns over at Mania. It's the building Brock beat him in. Yeah, oh, yeah, ugh. If you have to work so hard to get someone over, maybe you should just realize that. Andre versus Braun Strowman. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. I would love it if that was possible. Sandy versus the Wyatt family. Yeah. Oh, I mean, we're veering off topic, but yeah. By getting him over, I mean he won't interfere. Maurice, what up, know-it-alls? Happy Black Friday, Dave, and know-it-alls. Yeah. In case you guys who aren't from America, this is Black Friday, the day after American Thanksgiving. It's a day I just avoid every single retail outlet possible ever since I stopped working at them. Creative Dave, the writing brown. The Samoa Joe versus Batista. That's not bad. That's not bad. Evolution versus Sanity. Odd. Daniel Bryan wife apparently has lost all its mystique. They have. Sandy will be creepy stable. I feel you. But I still want to see it. The only thing that would have been better is if the Wyatt family had Sister Abigail, like a female, a female wrestler, to play Sister Abigail, and then you could have gotten the 3 Wyatts versus the 3 members of Sandy, and then Nikki Cross versus whoever plays Sister Abigail. That would be cool. Oh, Bautista versus Vader. That's not bad. Bautista is boring. It would be horrible if you have old Roman versus current Bautista. The fans would claim they want it, but it'd be worse than Goldberg. There's that distinct possibility. I mean, I'm really curious to know how much could he go? Because I guarantee it. I think Bautista. I could be maybe not guaranteed, but I think Bautista's more capable of going now than Goldberg. That's I think the two of them. I think Bautista's more capable. Fans would cheer Bautista against Roman Reigns. Yeah, I think they would cheer Jim Sock over Roman Reigns. I don't get anything else. I wasn't in favor because I didn't think when they first got together, because I didn't think EY needed a stable. I thought EY was good on his own. But I started getting used to it, and I don't get how they went from heel to face, and like their transition is weird. But I did think they were cool, and EY can definitely fly on his own. I thought they were cool, and I'm a big Nikki Cross fan, and Killian Dane really killed that at War Games. Really proved his mettle there. Bautista versus Bam Bam, yeah, all right, would have been fun if you could have a yeah, that would be a good one. JoJo is supposed to be Sister Abigail. Huh. I don't think so. Lashley versus Lesnar. Yeah, that's one I always kind of wanted. Lashley versus Lesnar. True. Imagine Bautista and AJ. I do remember in 05 or 06 they had a small beef with each other. Yeah, Drex versus Bautista. Make it happen. Dane is going to be a star after our War Games. I'm hoping so, but he doesn't have the look that WWE tends to like. Is it just me, or a small Sami Callihan fit well in insanity? Yeah. Side note, a hilarious bug in 2K lets you get the big gold belt on Samoa Joe. Is also on Reigns. The crown Samoa Joe, not Samoa Joe champion. Also, Bautista versus Lesnar is my match. Yeah, okay. And I can hear you on that match. Sister, what's going Okay, so it's not on topic, but I did want to bring this up. Speaking of AJ Styles, I want to talk about what do you think about the Walking Dead campaign from the Flintstones? It's a good one, Arthur. But yeah, I want to bring this up. So AJ was speaking in an interview lately and says that he doesn't have all that many years left in him, and he was talking about how he's working hard. But there's going to be a time coming soon where he's going to be able to spend time with his kids and be there with his kids. Great. So, I mean, putting that out there. Now, a lot of wrestlers say they're going to retire at a certain age, but who knows? But I've said it before that I don't know how much longer AJ's got. I don't know. And AJ's, I think, has a short time period left. And here is AJ Styles now saying that his retirement is coming. Now, I remember. Now, a lot of wrestlers say, in the next couple of years, but then they wound up not retiring in the next couple of years. They retire a little bit after their initial center points, because when you actually get to that day, it's a little difficult to know for sure. But Finn Balor might only have 2, and he only has a couple, I think 2 years left on his contract, if I'm not mistaken. And if that's the case, that might be the perfect time for him to wrap it up. Gotten 2 WWE title wins, might be time. Who knows? I mean, yeah, sure, he could go part-time after that, or he could resign. He could always resign full-time again. You never know. But what do you guys think? AJ Styles might be donezo very soon. 2 years tops, yeah, that's what you're saying. Okay, Royal Rumble prediction. Unfortunately, it's Roman Reigns. I don't want it to be, but it's unfortunately, I think it's Roman Reigns. AJ should retire after a match with Omega, but with the Elite versus WWE thing, that's gonna take some time. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing saying that he will never wrestle again. There's something saying that he won't make an occasional one-off. But he's not that young, and he's youngish, but he has been beaten up a lot. It's maybe not the years, maybe it's the miles, but his time is coming. And so, everyone, AJ Styles is definitely one of the most beloved guys, and it seems that it's weird to think of him as talking about retiring, seeing the fact that he represented the young up-and-coming guys. Should retire against Balor in a proper feud. That wouldn't be bad. Love your channel. Thank you, Martin. Glad you're here. Sorry if this has already been asked, but what do you believe is the best way for AJ Styles' character to become a legitimate face of WWE? Okay. If WWE makes it happen, you're assuming TNA will be around for him to end his career there. But yes, I hear your point. On a positive note, what about the ones? Yeah, we were talking about that Edge, and welcome, Bastion Booker. We're saying then the rumors are there. Maybe that's why all these call-ups are here for the main roster, and possibly bringing back some, more legendary women who haven't been around, like Michelle McCool and Kelly Kelly. Okay, what could AJ do to be the legit face of the company? The way AJ's age is coming up, catching up significantly, yeah, and his back and a lot of things, less agile than he was a teenager, absolutely. I hope the rumor roundup is right about the Rumble. If it is, I got Nakamura winning. Huh, I wish. Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's Roman Reigns wins it. I don't want him to, but I think he's going to face Brock at Mania. I don't want everyone going to WWE. Kenny Omega doesn't need to be. Yeah, I agree that everyone doesn't need to go to WWE. It's too much, and they can't push everyone, and they're having a hard time pushing everyone as it is. So, way too much right now. I agree. So, mode AJ Styles versus Joe should be a retirement feud. They'll help build another company in their matches. I like the Finn Balor thing more just because of the Bullet Club connection. Like, I think that would be interesting. Especially since Finn was the first leader of Balor Club, then Carl Anderson, which everyone seems to forget about, and then he co-led it with AJ Styles. So it would be interesting to see the newer leader pass it down to the old leader. Dichotomy, going the other way around that. So that's why I think it was cool, but why were there two teams so similar, the women's teams? So is Carmella going to cash in her Money in the Bank? I'm wondering the same thing. Oh, Money in the Bank now, Cobra in the pay-per-view. That's what the rumor is. Say he would never go to the E. I don't blame him. I think he fits there more than Nakamura does or Tanahashi. But yeah, I would. I don't blame him, but I would love it if Okada was in WWE because I think he fits very well. But yeah, I get it. I understand why you wouldn't. So what was I saying when it came to? Someone asked me something. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. Let me try and catch up. Oh yeah, what should he do to become the legit face of WWE? I don't know he can, but we've got to break some reality rules here. The way they currently treat it, he would have to go to Raw, I think. That would be number one. He would definitely have to, and people like winners. People argue that winning and losing don't matter. I disagree thoroughly. Winning does matter, and I think he's got to win more than he loses. And he's got to be able to go on a tear and be exciting by beating guys like Roman Reigns, like Brock Lesnar. Taking down Brock Lesnar would be really good. His mic skills need work for sure, or something like if he had a proper hype machine. I don't know that I necessarily want to see him with a manager, but his lack of mic skills definitely hurt. But if he did his ring work is great, and if he gets some solid wins outside of that great, with that great ring work, we have something. Is that enough? I'm not sure. Winning Royal Rumbles, winning WrestleMania main event, that will help. But, and also, if he only has 2 years left, who knows if the WWE would even want him to. But, if we were to make this happen, he would have to do stuff like that. And he's got to have something outside of the ring, too, though. He's got to have, people, real, hardcore, wrestling snobs, old school wrestling people, they hate these stunts. But it's kind of necessary. Like when Austin would, take the beer truck out and stuff like that. I'm not saying he's got to take the beer truck out. I'm not saying he's got to do something like that. But he's got to have some sort of character moment. He's got to have some outside of a match moments that make people happy too. So if you could double that, get the merch going, be that guy, It doesn't take much, just something other than pure ring work. And I know, a lot of people say, that's ridiculous, pure ring work should be all you need. And I hear you. But it's not the case. And the question was, what does WWE need to do? What would it take for him to be the main guy? This is what WWE looks for. They want a guy, as much as people don't like it, who do not. If anything, they'd rather have the character work be stronger than the wrestling ring, and that's unfortunate. But if AJ could do both of those things, I think I would take it. How to put Jason Jordan over? Intercontinental title was a good route. I think the current feud is working. I think this is long term, but I like where this is going. And I don't think they should turn him heel, but I think they're going in the right direction here. He's got to work hurt. He's got to work hurt, and he's got to really put it. I mean, the storyline's not good, but they're doing pretty well with it right the second, I have to say. But if we see Jason Jordan suffer and yet still somehow persevere, I think we could go there as the plucky underdog. Because I really like the angle when he said, "I'm just like you, Dad. You know, you won the gold medal and broken freaking neck. I'm just like you. I can wrestle her." Like, that was pretty cool. And I think they should attack that instead of the idea that he might be faking the injury, because that was stupid. I think they need to really push the idea that he's willing to take the punishment and just take a full-on punishment and still come out on top. Like, he would have been nice if on Survivor, ship has sailed and what it is, but it would have been interesting if he was on the Survivor Series team and he was and everyone gets eliminated but Jason Jordan, because like Kurt Angle won't let anyone tag him in or whatever, just keeps him on the side, and he's the sole survivor, and then he somehow takes a beating from everybody and takes them down. And they could do the Bam Bam Bigelow route where he doesn't win, but he comes pretty close. Or if they just had him win it flat out. But either way, make a significant dent. That would have really, really been interesting. And I think that would have been good, because when Dolph did it, when Sting came out, I thought Dolph did a great job, and I thought that made Dolph look great. The only way to fix Jordan is to go back in time. No, well, I mean, okay, I don't want the storyline either, but yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I know. I had the same problem with the Kurt Angle thing. To book him face and win matches and goes for the IC belt. I hear you. I also kind of would like to see Jason Jordan and Apollo Crews go in a really athletic match and see what that would look like on the main roster. Hogan, Austin, Brett, Shawn, Vince didn't create them. I agree. He is turning heel eventually. Unfortunately, well, it seems like everybody does, but I think pushing him as a face is the way to go. Thanks for the answer, AJ Styles, bro. Totally agree. One more thing. Do you think bringing in a veteran as a manager would give him more precedence? He's a great work. Love your what if it is. Hey, thank you. I haven't done one in a while. And thank you. I'm glad to see someone does. It seems like a lot of people hate them. I've got a lot of bad comments about it. About even the concept of what if videos. Interesting. I was toying with that in my head. In my mind. I was wondering about, would a manager take away from AJ Styles or would he help him? Like, let's say if Heyman was AJ Styles' manager, advocate for AJ Styles as well as Braun. I don't want him to turn heel. AJ shouldn't turn heel. But what would that mean if Paul Heyman was there? Would that take away from AJ or would that help AJ? You know, it's kind of a thing. It's kind of a weird thing. I'm not sure on that. So it depends on the manager. It depends on how it's done. I could see where there's some wrestling manager type who hasn't been a manager in a while and he's getting beat up by some bully or whatever, and then AJ saves him, and as a result he starts following him around and then starts, being the advocate for AJ Styles as a manager. I could see that possibly working. What if New Japan, TNA, and Ring of Honor band together and invade WWE? Well, that would be great, but since it's WWE and an invasion, it probably won't go as well as it should. I love the whole thing that Vince doesn't like people that he hasn't created, but everyone came from other promotions in the 80s when WWF was big and all. Yeah, I hear you, Caleb. General, I feel you on that, and I've done one of my first videos was about that exact concept. But the thing is, it's about established characters. Yeah, Austin was a Hollywood blonde, and then he became Steve Austin. The criticism is when they take their gimmick, their formula, and they have made it. Because Austin was like a mid-carder in WCW, but same thing with The Undertaker. Well, I mean, Undertaker wasn't really even a mid-carder, but still. But take the gimmick that these guys have proven to be main event worthy of, take that same gimmick, move it into WWE, and keep it, and they're still a main eventer. That's what people are criticizing. When Vince, shaves Austin's head, changes him up, then it could say, no, he wasn't that guy from there. Cactus Jack, he didn't even take Cactus Jack as Cactus Jack, he made him Mankind. And, not that there's anything wrong with the Mankind character, I'm just pointing out that that's the critique that people give, is when he doesn't see that you paid this guy money because you like what he's doing, and so do other people, and you think it can make you money. Why change it? Why not keep it as is and then bring that into your new company? That is the thing that people want to know about. So AJ Styles definitely is one of those guys who made it big, but I think that was more of a WCW thing. It seems to be TNA's not really affected by it. Vince didn't make them all bigger. They all reached apex with Vince CD Projekt. They should never have split up American Alpha and turned them into a new Team Angle. I wish Team Angle was done better. Like, people make that comparison, and I love Team Angle. I think Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin are really, really good, but I think they don't get enough credit. So, but when people compared them to American Alpha, American Alpha to World's Greatest Tag Team, I say, that didn't go so well for them. Maybe not, even though I do like them. WWE cry when they don't get their way. Absolutely, they do. They did once the invasion didn't work out. So kind of look like how they did many TNA and Ring of Honor. People jumped to WWE. Yeah. Oh, thank you for all the thumbs up, guys. Thank you for all the likes. Speaking of Austin ECW, do you think he should have stayed longer or won the ECW? I respect him for not winning the ECW title because he knew he wasn't. I think he knew he wasn't going to be there long. Or jumping WWF in January 1996 still with the right idea. Well, ultimately, look at where his career went in WWE. It clearly was the best idea. Worked out best for him. I can't imagine that. I can't imagine his life, his career, the money he made, the impact he's had on the industry. I can't imagine any of those things happening in ECW to the level it did. He could have done really well. He could have helped ECW a lot, but he had to be in WWF. It's the only way things are going to go. And so the idea that he could have done better in ECW is preposterous to me. There's no way he could have. So I think of course he made the right idea. Maybe not the best idea for ECW, but for himself, yeah. Let's talk about, and even for the fans to a larger degree. Let's talk about Paige return and the debut of our NXT women wrestlers. Okay, well, yeah, I talked about that before, but I won't talk about it again. Why not? Oh, Dave, thoughts on NXT women? Wow, that's a lazy writing on you. I think, like I said, I think it's all because they're prepping for a women Royal Rumble, so they need all these people. And plus, but I do see the writing on the walls that they have been planning this for a while, because like Liv Morgan hasn't really been doing anything, and neither Ruby Riott, and I'm a fan of both of them. Ruby Riott, really good wrestler, I think. RVD should have had a longer run as champion, absolutely, but he got fired for issues, or suspended or whatever for issues. But so there were signs that they were going to call him out because they haven't been doing anything with Ruby Riott, or Liv Morgan. And Mandy Rose they've been sitting on the back burner for her forever. There is a similarity with it, but I think it was just call-outs in times for a Rumble. Is it lazy writing that they did the same did something very similar on SmackDown? Yeah, it is. They could have thought of a more creative way to do it. Is it also weird that they had Mandy Rose and Sonya debut with Paige? That take away from them by having it? Yeah, because immediately I think everyone's going to think about the submission sorority. I'm still going to call them that. And they didn't know how to do that because what are you going to... A faction in the women's division, don't get me wrong, could be cool, but how are they going to do it? Because you can't, there's no tag belts and there's no mid-card belts. So it's not like you can see a faction dominate with all the belts, which is always cool, or at least more than one belt. So you can't see that happen. So it's nice that you have a wrecking crew, but the only way I think it works is if the other two are like the Singh brothers, where their whole job is to keep the belt on this one woman. And when you do that, you minus their value. And these two, and Mandy Rose and Sonya, are definitely, I think, better than just being Singh brothers. I think the Singh brothers are better than being the Singh brothers, but better than J&J Security. And I think those guys are better than that too. At least I got to see the girl with the cute redneck accent from the... It would work if Kurt Angle challenged Jason Jordan and beat him a legit Olympic qualifiers. Hey, that's not bad, Ra. I like that. That's pretty cool. Thank you for all the thumbs up. So, yeah, the women's call-up. The SmackDown one was lackluster. I'm not going to pretend it isn't. And because it's building up for potentially a women's Royal Rumble, I say cool. But, again, it could have been done in a different way. I agree with that. All right, guys. Things seem to be winding down. Thank you so much for coming out on this post-Thanksgiving day, American Thanksgiving. Maybe they're planning to do something with the Trios Women's Championship. Maybe. That could be wishful thinking. I think it is, but that's still an interesting thought. Sorry to reference history, but do you think a hard-hitting, controversial tag team stable in the Invasion of the Gangsters would work given the current political climate? It depends on how you mean that. I think a controversial tag team could work, but depends what specific nature of it is. And I also think history has proven it comes and goes in waves. I think eventually we'll see more of a return to less sensitive thinking. I think this sensitivity that we're experiencing right now in terms of being politically correct and all that, I think that eventually there is going to be the anti that, and it's going to catch fire, and because that's what the 90s were, and it comes and goes. I know these things happened in the 80s, but I'm just saying that things come and go in waves. So I do think it's going to happen. And when that happens, that'll be the time for a new Stone Cold Steve Austin, a new DX, a new, rough, rebellious kind of, smash mouthy kind of thing. Will it be exactly the same? No, but I think something of that vein will happen. Watch Frosty. We'll change it a lot. I haven't seen that movie in probably like 30 years, if at all. I think we should join the both of them. Hey, not bad. All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for being a part of this, and all the first timers. Thank you. And it's been great. Had a lot of fun. And thank you for keeping me company while I export video. And I doubt that they will ever, if your times remember. Well, yeah, I don't think they'll go that far. But thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, know-it-alls. Pleasure as always. Enjoy your weekend. And as always, this has been. No, thank you. Thank you, Terrell. Thank you, everybody. And as always, this has been Dave Knows.